All right, we are here with the man, Coach Allen, Coach Jason Allen, second state championship in 3 years. I don't know what to ask you.
Well, I just want to start out by saying our town is what this meant, and our town is right here, right now, and nobody supports their young people in their school like Chambers Academy. And I say it, and I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's great to play for the CNA. And our kids showed unbelievable heart, and this will go down as one of the greatest teams in the history of Chambers Academy.
And to me, the greatest game. And I talked to Peyton, and I said, I don't want to belittle what the 2018 team did because it was the first ever championship. But there's just something about tonight. You could just feel they weren't going to give up. They weren't going to lose. They just refused to do anything but win the ball game. And never got down 8-0 and got the lead. Never gave the lead up. Tried to give it up time or two, but never gave it up. And
well, the 2018 team laid the foundation for this, and they'll always be the first ever state championship. But this was an unbelievable state champ. And I tell you what, I looked up in the stands, and those guys were on that team were cheering as hard for us as they were and as they played that day. And that's what a family is. Everybody pulls for one another and cares about one another. They don't care who gets the credit, who wins the championship. And this senior class will go down as one of the greatest, just like that one did. And this was just an unbelievable season, and I'm overwhelmed.
You had some guys here from the first football team. And the significance to me of this being the 50th football team and state champs, and the guys were there from the first team. I mean, that's the family that you talk about as well. A couple of things that I'm sure we'll do a longer interview later on. The onside kick, to me, that flipped the game. I realized we didn't score, but from there on out, the clock became our friend instead of our enemy.
Yeah, we picked up a possession on that, and then I thought the fake punt was huge. As a coach, you say, well, should I call that or not? Well, we had been practicing that all year, and we saw on film that we were going to have it. And it just worked out. It presented itself right about midfield, and it was only like 4th and 4. So we felt like we had a great chance to get it. And so we rolled the dice and we went with it. And sometimes you got to take chances in life to have success. And so
one of the things that made that play was the fake by Peyton. Because even I thought the ball went over his head. I was up there thinking, oh Lord, this ain't going to be good.
Yeah, we run this fake. We run that fake for about 3 years. We ran it one time in 2018 against Wilcox, or against Southern or Wilcox in the playoffs. Hadn't run it since, but we practice it all the time, and you just never know when it's going to happen for it to win you a game. And I thought that was huge.
And you guys played such a big role, not only all year, but tonight. I mean, T.Y. gets the clinching touchdown. Jordan gets the first down on a 3rd and 25.
3rd and 25?
Yeah, and John White gets a 48-yard touchdown pass, and I think that was on 3rd down. I mean, it was such a good mix of the old and the new. And the lid's off this thing now. Let's come back here next year. No pressure. No pressure at all.
I told those guys from Valley they're part of the family now,
Absolutely.
And they came in and mixed with our kids really well, and just made it a special team. And there was no egos on this team, and nobody was selfish. Nobody ever pouted about not getting the ball, and they just kept playing. And you see, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Just a great bunch of kids. Great bunch of kids. We'll talk about this team for a long time.
I agree. And how does it feel? Final question. To watch your son take his final football snap of his high school career and kneel down in victory. How does that feel? Pretty good, huh? If it helps you feel anything, I got choked up myself.
That's the kind of stuff.
Chester had to finish the game for me.
That's the kind of stuff that you read about in books, and you just hope that it could happen for you one day. And it's been the joy of my life to be able to coach my son. But all these kids are like my sons, and I've always tried to treat them that way. And couldn't have wrote it any better. I hate that it's over, but if it had to end, this is the best way.
Why not end it like this, huh?
God's been good. God's good.
Absolutely.
God's good.
All right, Coach, go enjoy this with some other fun.
Appreciate it.